Hey guys, I'm super excited to be starting this new series with you guys today. This is part one of an entire series of videos that are going to be dedicated to people that are kind of hesitant or fearful of going to the gym. So if that sounds like you, I want you to stick around. We're going to go over all the stuff that you need to know. So before we dive into it, let me give you a brief history on my experience in the gym. So first of all, I got started working out and lifting weights probably in middle school, high school time when I was playing football. Lifted off and on throughout college, and then later, as some of you all may know who have watched this or watched my videos because of wrestling, I actually got into professional wrestling and did that for about 10 years. And of course, I was lifting and working out that entire time. And then before or after I retired from wrestling and before I went back to school to become a chiropractor, I actually was a personal trainer for about 2 years and started up my own company with that. So as far as the ins and outs of a gym, I know all about that. As far as what people are fearful of and what they're uncertain of, I've seen it all with clients that I had as a personal trainer or just a gym goer observing the room. I've seen pretty much everything. So again, this entire series is going to be dedicated to you. If you are afraid to go to the gym, if you're hesitant to get a gym membership because you're not sure where to go, if you have no idea what you're doing, if you're afraid to ask for help, if you don't know how to use machines, if you just don't know anything, these next several videos are going to be the most helpful videos that you can watch because it's going to eliminate all those fears. It's going to eliminate all those uncertainties. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step process, a blueprint on how to follow so that you can go to the gym with confidence and not be afraid. So step one, how do you even know what gym to go to? Well, if you live in a small town, you may not have many options. You may have a gym, and if that's your only option, well, that's the one you're going to have to go to. If you live in a bit bigger city where you've got multiple options, then I would highly encourage you to go try those out. Most gyms have like a free day, a free trial, or the person working the front desk will show you around, or they'll have a personal trainer that will take you around and even give you a free workout just so you can kind of get a feel for the atmosphere. You can get a feel for the type of clients that work out there. And take that time to ask questions. Take that time to ask questions of like, what type of people work out here? Is this like an everyday, every person type of gym? Is this more of a heavy lifter type of gym? Is this, there's so many different varieties. There's so many different variations that if you're uncertain, don't be afraid to ask those questions. And once you find that gym that you're comfortable going to, I would recommend even going to that gym at different times of the day just to see if there's a certain time of day that you're going to be more comfortable. There's always a different ebb and flow of the types of people that come to work out. You're going to have the people that are super early. You're going to have the people there that are working out during their lunch, and then the people that are there after they get off work. And so every gym's got their own environment, and so it's always a good idea to test the waters before you commit. Now, if you're fortunate enough to go to a gym that offers personal trainers, most of them will give you that free session. And I highly recommend that you take advantage of that. Number one, because it's free, but that's also your opportunity to get to know the machines, get to know the ebbs and flows of the gym and how everything's arranged and kind of how people use certain things. And it's always a good idea to use that personal trainer and pick their brain about, when it's the busiest, when it's the slowest, if you're worried about stuff like that, as well as different types of gym etiquette. I'll go over a few of those tips of etiquette later on in the video, but each gym is going to be a little bit different, and those trainers are there all day, every day, and they're going to know what's popular at that gym or what people frown upon at that gym. So if you don't even know what question to ask, just ask the general question. Hey, what's the gym feeling here? What's the gym etiquette here? What are some do's? What are some don'ts? And get a feel for what that personal trainer has to say and has to recommend, because they're going to know better than anybody else. Also, don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're not sure how to use a piece of equipment or you just have a general question, first of all, I would go to the trainer. If there's no trainer available, while you're warming up on the treadmill, scan the gym, look around the room, look and see who appears to know what they're doing, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Now, take that with a grain of salt because not everybody in the gym knows exactly what they're doing and knows the safe and proper way to do things. But generally, if you're scoping out the gym, you can kind of see the people that know, or at least seem to know what they're doing. don't be afraid to ask questions. All right, and one last piece of advice before we dive into part 1 is just go. Get up, get to the gym, get moving, get working out, just get up and do it. Don't put it off, quit hesitating, quit making excuses. You can do this. It's not that hard, okay? Just make it a part of your daily routine. Make it your next new habit. And in 5, 6, 7 months from now, you'll look back and you'll be like, oh, I wish I would have done that sooner. All right, so let's dive into part 1 of this series. And in this video, I'm going to go over some very generic gym etiquette tips. Now, again, like I said earlier, that could be different as you vary from gym to gym. But overall, these are going to be some generic ones. They're going to be pretty standard across the board. And the first one is going to be using a towel. Now, some gyms will give you a towel when you check in, or they'll have different bins located throughout the gym that you can pick up clean towels. Others don't do this, and I think this became less of a thing during COVID, but they'll have paper towel stations pretty much all throughout the gym. And what you're going to do with the towel is simply wipe down the equipment after you use it. Now, I'm not talking necessarily about the handlebars and everything like this, but if you're going to be sitting on a bench, if you're going to be on a machine where your back or your butt is touching that, you can imagine as people are working out and they get sweaty, that can get a little gross. So I guarantee you in your gym, whichever one it is, there's going to be spray bottles probably everywhere. If they don't have the spray bottles and the towels, they may just have wet wipes or something. They're going to have some kind of cleaning product. It's always a good idea to spray down and wipe down the equipment after you're done using it. You don't have to do it in between your sets because you're going to be sitting back down on the bench or whatever it is. But when you're done with that piece of equipment, spray it down, wipe it down, use the towel. That way you don't have to share sweat with everybody else in the gym. So one of the most important things as you're working out in the gym is taking care of the equipment. All this stuff is very expensive. And if you damage this stuff, that's going to cost the gym a lot of money. So it's always a really good idea to take care of the equipment, the machines, and the weights that you're using. One of the biggest annoyances that I see in the gym is when you're using any type of machine like this, where it's got the cable and the weight stack. I'll zoom in here in a second. When you're done with whatever exercise you're doing, whether it's press downs or curls or whatever, when you're done with that exercise, let the weight drop slowly and let go of the implement, whether it's the handle, the bar, whatever the case may be. What you don't want to do is when you're done, you just let the weight slam. You're going to crack the plates, you're going to damage the paint, you're just going to destroy the equipment. So whenever you get done with that type of routine, lower that weight slowly. So again, guys, when you're done with these weighted stacks, you want to set those down nice and easy, just like that, and walk away. What you don't want to do is get it there or even higher and just let it drop. Again, you're going to risk cracking those plates, and that's not good. All right, guys, here's another one as far as cleanliness as well as safety in the gym. If you're going to be exchanging these pieces, these cable pieces that connect, whatever attachment you're going to put on here, the one that you take off, take this and put it wherever it's supposed to go. Now, a lot of people, if it's an attachment that's commonly used, they'll simply place it right down there at the bottom. Now, that's not too bad of an idea if it's a small piece, or again, if it's something that gets used a lot. But if it's a larger bar, or if the area down here is starting to get pretty messy, then most gyms have a rack or a central location where all these implements are supposed to be stored. In addition, don't be that guy. When you're done with dumbbells, guess what? I guarantee you there's a dumbbell rack. Put your dumbbells, when you're done with them, back on the rack. Do not leave them in the floor for somebody else to pick up, clean up your mess, or even worse, break their ankle. Now, a lot of these gyms will have benches like this one that are on wheels or that can be moved to different stations, whether you want to use that bench at the dumbbells or over at the cable machines or what have you. But another piece of gym etiquette, again, is to replace the bench or piece of equipment where it was originally found so that the next person that's going to use that piece of equipment can easily find it and they don't have to go Easter egg hunting all over the gym to find their equipment. All right, so let's talk about cardio equipment. So now I'm walking on a treadmill, and almost every treadmill that you're going to find at the gym has two settings. You're going to have a speed setting as well as an incline setting. And a lot of people like to adjust this incline because you can get a really good cardio workout without having to run or go too fast. You can see right now I'm at an incline of 3, and every piece of treadmill is different, whether it goes up to 10, 12, 15, whatever the case may be. But when you are done and you're getting ready to get off the treadmill, please turn your incline back down to 0. That way when the next person gets on the treadmill, they're not starting their warm-up on a huge incline, or they've got to let the machine set or reset before they start their warm-up. Oh, and bonus tip with treadmills. If you're a sweater and you've dripped sweat all over the equipment, wipe it down before you leave. All right, so I'll go into detail about these little things in another video, but these are like little 1/2 pound or 5 pound weights that you can throw on the stacks to increase the weight at a very small amount. Now, it's very, very, very annoying when somebody needs one of these plates and they're nowhere to be found. Almost every one or every brand and every style of this type of equipment has a peg or some type of storage system that when you're done with these, you can hang them back on there. So again, put them back where they go. All right, so here's another one for cleanliness and safety as well. If you're going to be carrying around a water bottle, which is totally fine, make sure wherever you're working out, you put that water bottle in a place that nobody's going to trip over it, or it's not going to drip any water and make anything slippery. But the biggest mistake I see a lot of people making are the people that bring their gym bags to the gym. Keep those in the lockers. If you don't trust the locker, keep it along the outside wall. Keep it away from the equipment. Don't leave your gym bag right in the middle of the floor, right next to the equipment where somebody can trip over it and get seriously hurt. Now, a lot of gyms have rules about gym bags and water bottles and all that type of stuff. Some of them follow the rules, some of them don't. So make sure that you ask the person at the front desk what those rules may or may not be. All right, this one's kind of funny, but also pretty annoying. Earlier in the video, I said don't be afraid to ask for advice, and you shouldn't be. But on the flip side of that, don't go around the gym offering unsolicited advice to people that aren't asking for it. It's really annoying, and a lot of people get really upset about it. So the no dropping the weights thing is the same whether you're using the machines, plates, or dumbbells. So if you're sitting on a bench and whatever exercise you're doing and you're done, try not to just drop the dumbbells on the ground. If those crack, those are going to be very expensive to replace, and the gym may be asking you to cover that cost. So instead of dropping, what should you do? Very simple. Just slowly set the weights down on the ground, and you're not going to break anything. Okay, so next piece of advice, if somebody's on a machine or a piece of equipment that you're wanting to use, and they get up and kind of walk away, but you're not sure if they're done, don't be afraid to go up to them and ask, hey, are you done with that, or do you mind if I work in? Especially if you're in a gym that's really busy. It's very common, and it's usually widely accepted to be able to work in and share a piece of equipment with somebody if the gym's busy. Now, if the gym's not busy and it's dead, go do something else. If somebody's using a piece of equipment, wait till they get done. Wait till they completely walk away. Or if you're still not sure, go up to them and ask, hey, are you done with that machine? Are you done with that piece of equipment? And if so, then you can jump on it. But the last thing you want to do, and it can even be kind of embarrassing, is if you think somebody's done with the equipment and then you go get on it and then they come over and they say, hey, I'm still using that. Most people are going to be polite about it, but you're going to get some idiots every once in a while that aren't polite about it. So it's always better, if you're not sure, just ask. And along the same lines of asking if somebody's done with the piece of equipment, don't be afraid to ask if you feel like you need a spot. If you're going to be doing something heavy or you're going to be doing something that requires a little extra safety, don't be afraid to ask somebody nearby, hey, would you mind watching me, or would you mind giving me a quick little spot? Again, most people in the gym are going to be pretty polite about that, and they're going to be able to help you with making sure that you're doing something safe. Ah, so heavy. I'm so strong. Ah, everybody look at me. Don't do this. Don't holler and scream and be the loud guy in the gym. It's super annoying. Just don't do it. Yeah. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need this? Yeah, don't be that guy. Don't be playing on your phone while you're on the equipment. If you're going to use the equipment, use it. If you need to get on your phone, walk away. Don't hog the equipment by sitting on your phone and playing on your phone. Just don't do it. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Part 1 of our new series of how to go to the gym for beginners. Now, in today's video, we mostly focused on gym etiquette and some tips and pointers on what to do and what not to do. The next several videos that I'm going to post are going to be about specific body parts. Like we're going to do a video on just a chest routine, a back routine, a shoulder routine, bis, tris, legs, all that type of stuff. And I'm going to try to make it as simple and easy as possible. So if you're a beginner and you're not sure what to do, these next several videos are going to help you be able to walk into the gym with confidence, get your workout done, go home, and be prepared to go back the very next day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out these videos I'm going to post right here, and we'll see you in the next video.